Now, you've done a lot of in films, haven't you? Now, do you enjoy doing films?
Yes. Yes, I do like doing films, but the only thing is that I find that the thing about filming, the worst thing about filming, is that you start so early in the morning. You see, very often, particularly if you're making comedy films, you have to be in the studio about at 7:45 to put film makeup on, and then then go on the set or the studio floor at 8:30. You start, you see, and all these bright lights come on. I mean, blinding light, very bright, which is very tiring on the eyes. And off you start again. And then you have to start being funny, or trying to be funny, at 8:30 in the morning and say, well, you know, most people 8:30 in the morning, and you see them on trains and buses or reading newspapers, and it's very, you know, it's a funny sensation to suddenly have to sort of switch on the jollity that you normally have in the evening at a party and laughing and joking at 8:30 in the morning.
You were in the RAF. You won a talent contest, didn't you?
Yeah, that was 100 years ago. And yeah, I think everybody has to start somewhere. And usually it's a talent contest. I was pushed into that in the Air Force, and I suppose it was the best thing that ever happened to me, being put in the Air Force. So if there's any lads out there getting pushed or shoved into jobs they don't want to do, I'm philosophical about life. I think that there's a reason why things happen. And if I hadn't gone in the Air Force, and I didn't want to go in the forces, quite honestly, I was quite happy to stay in the shoe factory at the time in Northampton. But if I hadn't gone in the Air Force, I wouldn't have gone into show business via Butlins and the music hall and television and all those things.
The impression you give me is that you thoroughly enjoy your showbiz life.
I love my job because there's always a new goal, there's always something new to aim at, and I love the fact that I'd never been to Swindon, for instance. Never, in 28 years. I mean, I've been practically every corner of the world, never been to Swindon.
Now, you were in the RAF, and in fact you were in a concert party run by Clive Dunn. Am I correct?
Right, that's right, very good. That wasn't in the RAF, that's when we came out of the RAF. The first job, in fact, I ever got, the first wages I ever on the stage, I did a job in a film before that, a little film, Scottish film. But my first actual pay for appearing on the stage was in the hands of Clive, yes. It was a little summer show in Cromer in Norfolk. And the pier had been burned down the year before, and we did our concert party in the parish hall in Cromer. And Clive produced it, and Graham Stark was the principal comedian, and there were only 6 of us. And we were quite good. It was a very good show. We did 4 programs, and Graham won what was then, they used to give awards for summer season for concert parties called the Bucket and Spade Awards, which were run by and Graham won it for his act, so it was quite nice. But that's right, Clive gave me my first job. I auditioned for him in rehearsal rooms in Shaftesbury Avenue, and singing some very strange song with a brown soft hat on, most improbable, and Clive gave me the job, so it was very nice, £8 a week, and I used to pay £3 a week to a Greek restaurant for my full board, and I lived at a bedroom up above the restaurant. I could eat any time I wanted throughout the day, Greek Cypriot restaurant in Cromer High Street, and came back, I remember, after 11 weeks season, paid that and got my £8 a week with about 23 quid saved, so I remember it clearly, all the details.
Eric, can I ask you about those days on the TV? And one of my favourite situation comedies were the Sykes series. Tremendous they were. With Hattie Jakes, Richard Wattis, Derek Guyler. Yeah. What a fantastic team. And it was a great teamwork, wasn't it?
Well, I loved it, and we all loved doing it. And of course, Richard went first, and then Hat went. And, you know, it's like a shutter had been pulled down over my life, you know. And then Tommy Cooper went and Dickie Henderson went, and it seemed like I'm left holding the bag. But I do miss working with Hat and Richard and Derek. We were a very good team because we're a very happy team, and I think we were very lucky to have brought a bit of enjoyment to people's lives too.
Where does the tickling stick come from?
Well, now if you don't know, you should know, and there should be books written on it. There should be special chapters on where does the tickling stick come from. I think it should be taught in schools, along with biology. The tickling stick is an accoutrement. It is part of a jester's props. Years ago, in the Middle Ages, when there were middle-aged fools, no, when there were fools in the Middle Ages, the jester used to have a license to, a license to tickle, a license to do all sorts of outrageous things. The jester at the court of the king or the duke or the local squire, the jester was a man who was given the opportunity and given the license to say all the sort of things that nobody dare say, you know, in seriousness. So we still have them today in every pub and every club and every hospital. There's always one. Sometimes they call them narcs. No, there's always one fella in the corner who'll say, yes, well, I didn't get me pudding today. But that's a jester, you see. And a jester used to have his props. He has to cap and bells, didn't he? Cap and bells. And he also had sometimes a pig's bladder on a stick. Now, I know that sounds a bit gory, but they didn't have balloons in those days, so what could they do? So he had a pig's bladder, and he used to go around dotting people on the head, playfully. See, in the spirit of fun, he would clobber someone. And he used to go around sort of tickling, saying, "By Jove, missus, ha, how's this for..." And I sort of brought it up from the jester of the Middle Ages. It's a jester's prop.